Now we review the 2024 film, The Wild Robot. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Shot class, airplane. I have seen The Wild Robot. Thank you for interrupting my video. Yes, that's very nice. The Wild Robot is the story of a robot who... it kind of has a female personality, so I'm going to call it a she. Anyway, so yeah, you know how shipping containers get lost at sea? Well, that happens off the coast of Ireland, I think. It looks like there's basalt columns that she lands by that remind me of the coast of Ireland. I don't know, the foliage is not 100% Irish, but I mean, this could be Ireland. The geese don't look like Irish geese, but that's not the point. Anyway, so... yes. So this robot crashes, this shipping container breaks open and these robots are released and only one of them survives the crash, and it is a robot that has the programming that it must fulfill a task. So it goes around trying to interpret things and winds up with the task of taking care of a runt gosling. All right? Not a Ryan Gosling, but a runt gosling. And the runt gosling, of course, thinks it's his mom. And we see the personality of all the animals on this particular island where pretty much everybody's a dick. Before I go any further, let me, of course, remind you that for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. I'm trying to give the world a way of making itself better for free. You can take that opportunity by commenting, liking, subscribing, and of course sharing this with your friends. Anyway, so The Wild Robot is kind of your typical fish out of water story. You've got a robot taking care of a migratory fowl. In this particular world, so far as I can tell, every creature is sentient. All right? The robot is able to somehow speak the language of all the animals. All the animals can give forth complicated speech patterns like humans. And this is a really weird kind of commercial for veganism. Because, I mean, you know, if you thought of that chicken you're eating as having a personality, you wouldn't want to eat it, right? Well, it actually does acknowledge in the book there, or in the story here, that these animals are predatory. Some of them are. In fact, one of the major characters is a fox. And the fox is like, you know, I would gladly just eat that gosling and solve your problem right now. And she's like, no, don't do that. And he's like, well, yeah, but I mean, I'm a fox. I do fox things. I eat goslings. Which, of course, is what foxes do. So then you have kind of a basic movie about the idea of, you know, trying to get along. That's the primary theme of this, is, you know, accepting people despite their differences. All right? So yeah, typical kids movie, heavy-handed, moral, yada, yada, yada. Well, where I think this movie is the best is its animation. I very much do like the animation here. It is not as crisp and clean as, say, Toy Story. It is far more realistic in its match to reality. It is more interesting, more textured. CGI has come a long way, so this computer animation looks very much the way normal animation would have back in the day. It's kind of a throwback, but it's in a modern style. You can tell it's modern. And it does not look as computer designed as others. So yes, very much interesting there. I would say the story, well, I mean, there was one part where I was like, this would be the perfect ending. And it's not over. It's still going. Well, that last act took a pretty dark turn there, didn't it? Yeah. Uh, so, that's kind of the thing about this movie is that in the last part of the film it doubles down and it pushes harder on these ideas of unity. And I mean there's nothing wrong with that. It's one of those things you have to say, well, this is a kids movie. And it being a kids movie, it's okay that it sort of breaks the natural order of things. And you have these animals that are sentient and giving you clear conversations, and it makes you not want to eat meat ever again. So there's that. I mean, I will make this as a general statement that this movie was on the predictable side, and it's like, well, that's going to come back later. Yeah, that's going to come back later. There's going to be this typical growing up story, and, then it's all going to be over. And the things you see, if you think too much about this story, it'll ruin it. Because, yeah, it's all going to be, it's like, okay, there's this thing and that's going to be important later. And then there's this thing and that's going to be important later. And that's how this story kind of comes about. So it's well crafted in that manner, but I have to admit that there probably should be things in stories that don't have some kind of a payoff, because that's what real life is like. That's kind of how the world works. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to say that The Wild Robot belongs in the upper middle of your watch list. It is a fine enough movie. It may be a little scary for young children, and by young children, I'm talking about the age of 4. 4 or 5. Your 10-year-old should be, yeah, cool. And your 14-year-old should be, Mom, why did you drag me to this? This is a kiddie movie. But secretly like it anyway. So yeah, that's just my opinion, and I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. I, of course, am Richard. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Barry, the official strawberry poison dart frog of Random Street Theater. And I am here to remind you, of course, that for every 1,000 subscribers Random Street Theater gets, they buy one of these bracelets I'm wearing as a necklace. These bracelets are from the company 4Ocean, and for every one of them that's purchased, a pound of trash is removed from the ocean. Why should you care? Because the world is full of trash, and you shouldn't be part of that. We should all take responsibility, do our part for the environment, and make my home much cleaner. In addition, Random Street Theater has paid for more than 100 trees to be planted. Comment, like, and subscribe. Support a better world for you and a better world for me. I'm Barry.